diorama is quite unique. Glenn and I built the cabin from logs out on his, or poles out on his farm. And we went to, there's a sawmill that was owned by Kent Irving down in Fillmore, just down the road, 6-8 miles. And we went to the sawmill and picked up the boards out of the scrap pile to make the door and the fascia board of the diorama. There's arrowhead above the door and one in the fascia board depicting the ones that were at the Little Delta cabin in Alaska.
They're actual heads that was brought back from the Little Delta.
Those are the ones that Joe and Ron brought back.
Yep.
Yeah. And
the hook there is a meat hook that they brought back from the Little Delta
Billy
cabin.
Billy Ellis had donated that, I believe. The only thing of this diorama that is not truly authentic is the pictures of Fred at the cabin. He always had a caribou on his back, but the caribou racks had been too big with the elevation of our cabin that we built in here. So there's a picture of him out at their sheep camp 3 or 4 miles down the river that of him at a tent in the snow with the sheep horns on his back. So we put the sheep horns on for here in the diorama.
Those sheep horns are from sheep that my dad shot in the Talkeetna range there in Alaska. My dad shot that sheep the year before Fred was up there hunting, but it was within 5 miles or so from where Fred and the other guys hunted. So it's about as authentic as we can get. The kind of an ironic thing with that bow, when they made the figures, we sent down a bow that they could put in Fred's hand. When they did the mannequin, well, when we had our grand opening, somebody took me aside and they said, "You got the wrong bow in Fred's hand. You got a right-handed bow in his hand." And of course we didn't see that. So in order to get this bow in his hand, I had to saw off Fred's fingers and then put this bow in and then glue his fingers back on.
I'm sure Fred's okay with that.
I think actually, Glenn, we sent the only left-hand bow that we could find in, when we sent stuff out. But it was one of the modern style of bow, and this was Fred's version of the double-sided